We're here in Detroit, Michigan, coming to you from the Garden Theater, which is soon to be the home of the Invitational Award Ceremony.
While it was exciting seeing everyone on campus this year, to make sure we provide an environment that's safe for everyone to attend, our team wanted to wait a bit longer for in-person events.
Now, keeping that in mind, we still wanted to put on a show to give you a glimpse into what everyone can expect for next year.
We'll speak with a few people integral to the development of the show and provide some updates for next year's Invitational.
But most importantly, we're here to celebrate filmmaking and to honor the finalists of the inaugural Autumn Sun HBCU Invitational.
So grab a seat and a snack, and let's start the show.
I really enjoyed filming that title sequence.
Enjoyed it, or are you just happy to get some popcorn?
Okay. I have no problem admitting my addiction.
I most enjoyed seeing the variety of genres that students submitted over the past few months.
Absolutely. Documentaries, dramas, comedy, horror. Just refreshing that we're able to showcase all of the creative diversity that we can find on these campuses.
Which I think is the perfect segue.
Yes.
Here are the finalists for the 2022 HBCU Invitational.
The conversation that I know many elders had in our community about wanting to see a black mayor in Montgomery. Birmingham had elected Dr. Richard Arrington in 1979. Atlanta had done the same with Maynard Jackson in 1973, and even Selma had elected James Perkins in 1999. So we had seen that in some spaces around Montgomery, cities that we're connected to either directly or indirectly.
I think I've always been a little desensitized when it comes to racism and or police brutality. I think for me, it definitely was, like for many, an eye-opener at just how unsafe and unvalued my life is.
Hey girl. Girl, are you on the way or not? Sorry, I'm doing homework right now. Well, whatever you decide, can you hurry up? Because this party is getting wild. Hello?
It was getting towards the end of the sermon, right? Right. I know it's getting towards the end because he's getting all riled up. Right. And then he just like starts like harmonizing all his words, like just like
okay,
this.
nigga, finish the story.
And then Pastor Boykin shot himself in the foot.
He what?
He shot himself in the foot.
Very early on for a career in athletics. Judy Martino, who was the head coach at North Carolina State at the time, called and said, Ingrid, there are not enough black women in volleyball, in coaching. And she offered me a graduate assistantship to get my master's, think about coaching as a career for free. One day, Dr. Leroy T. Walker, who was a former coach here, Olympic coach, former chancellor here, I was somewhere and I ran into him and he said, Ingrid, there's not enough black women in athletic administration. And I said, well, who am I to fuss with this legend, Dr. Leroy T. Walker? And I changed my major while I was in grad school from sociology to recreation administration.
Okay, so essentially, I made a list in high school of all the things I want to accomplish before I turn 21. You know, nothing crazy, things that are kind of small, you know, like getting drunk once, planning that solo trip, you know, things that our parents wanted to do when they were young. So, you know, anyway. COA list means coming of age list. It seemed pretty fitting.
Ah, okay, that's valid. What's the last item then?
Go on, tell her.
Having a one-night stand.
Ooh.
Up, man, they got me fucked up. Thinking them niggas repping a different corner ain't really our brothers. Just so we can do exactly what they want us to do. Kill and poison each other until there's nobody left standing. And if one do survive, they send his ass to jail, so you might as well call him dead too.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It was just a fucking drop-off.
A drop-off that benefits us how, nigga?
Some cash.
You know what gets you cash? A fucking education.
Sierra. Hold this. Breathe. Don't talk, just breathe. You're gonna be okay. It's okay. You're gonna be okay, Sierra. Just breathe. It's okay. You're okay.
I had a nightmare. I dreamed a stranger was in my room.
Okay, they're not here. You're gonna be okay? Just breathe.
You couldn't resist?
When the craving hits.
Well, if you can't beat them, oh, thank you. Can I get some popcorn, please?
While Asia catches up, let's look ahead to 2023. If you've been on the Autumn Sun site recently, you'd already know that the submissions for next year's competition are scheduled to open on December 1st. However, what you didn't know was that next year, our fields will be expanding.
With the Invitational Awards presentation already hosting the top 10 finalists, the director of Autumn Sun wanted to create as many opportunities for submissions as possible. So, this fall, Autumn Sun will be implementing the divisional series.
Every HBCU will be divided into 10 different groups based on region. Each division will have their own top 10 finalists, and the winner of each division will come to Detroit next summer to compete for that top prize.
And speaking of top prizes, it's time for us to unveil this year's top entries, starting with the judges' selection for 5th place.
So help me God. The conversation that I know many elders had had in our community about wanting to see a black mayor in Montgomery. Birmingham had elected Dr. Richard Arrington in 1979. Atlanta had done the same with Maynard Jackson in 1973, and even Selma had elected James Perkins in 1999. So we had seen that in some spaces around Montgomery, cities that we're connected to either directly or indirectly, but we had not seen it here. Growing up in Montgomery was good for me. I probably didn't appreciate a lot of things that I was exposed to. I practically grew up on the campus of Alabama State University. My father, Dr. Joe Reed, wrote the legislation that gave Alabama State its Board of Trustees as well as Alabama A&M. At that time, in the early 80s, only the two HBCUs, state-funded HBCUs, did not have their own Board of Trustees, so they did not have their own governing body. They answered to the State Department of Education, and that can be even more precarious than most people would think. And so it was through his lawsuit, it was through the legislation that he wrote that really gave Alabama State another chapter in its march toward equality. I think, having a mother who's from Perry County, where Marion is, where Lincoln Normal School was founded, also gave me a sense of connection to the university. And my mother worked on campus for 30 years in the graduate school here. And so living just 2 blocks away from here, grew up here in the band at night, grew up coming to the basketball games and the football games and many of the things that were taking place, the step shows, all of that. So I had access to an HBCU right around the corner from me, and literally coming in and out of my mom's office, walking across the yard to get home, gave me a great experience and a great understanding of Black excellence that has been the case here at ASU. I think growing up, in large in Montgomery, I didn't always appreciate the level of pioneers that we would have visiting us at our house, or those that would be visiting our church and what they had done to, blaze those paths that we now see are clear. And so I had access to casual conversations of the elders who really, not only led the Montgomery bus boycott, but were very involved and had led the March for Voting Rights and other aspects of the Civil Rights Movement. So growing up in Montgomery is kind of like walking history. It's all around you. You don't really appreciate it or understand it, but I really appreciate my time here because I think it set the foundation for me not only to go on as a college student, but to move on as a professional and to what I've ultimately chosen to do as a public servant. I grew up in a political family, and I grew up being very active on campaigns, probably from the time I was 8 or 9 years old, supporting local candidates, passing out leaflets and flyers. I'd been around politics my entire life and didn't appreciate it then. I didn't really want to be around it at the time, probably like most people our age. I realized that being a corporate executive was not necessarily the only place where I can make a difference. I certainly believe and still do that the economic advancement of Black people in particular in the nation and certainly in the South and Alabama and Montgomery as a result of that is vital. It's as vital as the political gains were 60 years ago. However, I realized that there was also a nobility about public service, and there was the ability to change things through policy that would help those that were doing things in education, that were doing things through the criminal justice system, that were doing things through the economic lens, through entrepreneurship. And I think I got to a point where, after seeing President Obama's rise and election, that I thought there was a space and there was a need for a new generation of leadership in politics, and there was a new approach to public policy that we needed to advocate for to help our communities and those that I had gone to school with, those of my family who would not have the opportunities that I would have, but to represent them in a way that would help their advancement moving forward. What you learn from my parents is that there are a lot of axioms and sayings that they have, and one that my father is very fond of saying is, let your word be your bond, let your handshake be your contract. And that's kind of been how I have always approached things, both personally and professionally. If I tell you I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. You may not like it, but that's what I'm gonna do. And if I, shake your hand on it, then we're good. To the degree that we have to go through all the other steps, those are perfunctory to me. My thing is I'm gonna always be transparent and I would always be a straight shooter. And I'll let you know, what my ideas are and what my motivation is. And those are things that I think are very important for us, is to have that level of integrity and to have that level of commitment that people know if he says he's going to do it, then he's going to do it. I don't commit too fast, but when I commit, I'm 100%. And we got to be able to make sure that people can see themselves starting a business here, working with an existing business here, and then living and starting a family here and playing here as well. So all those things are on the table, and those are areas that we talk about on a daily basis of how do we measure our progress in those aspects. So a lot more to come before we get to the re-elect. And then after that, we'll see what happens. But we take it day by day, and we don't take anything for granted to make sure, and whatever God has for us in the future, we know it'll be there.
As we're watching these entries, I can't help but think of the future of some of these filmmakers. All the greats started from somewhere, and it's inspiring to see these seeds be planted.
Funny you should mention that. I was lucky enough to have a conversation with a former Howard alum and filmmaker who's had quite the journey of her own. Let's take a quick look. So, Miss Callie, we know where you are today, an award-winning filmmaker, but for those who don't know, that wasn't the path that you always intended to take. Can you take us back to you as an archaeology student studying in the middle of Central America?
I was an archaeology student at Howard University, and it was Howard that sent me to the middle of the rainforest in Central America to excavate ancient Mayan sites. And among other things around the US, I was working a lot as an archaeologist. And when I was on one of the digs, there was a film crew that came, and they were struggling with the story on what we were doing because they weren't archaeologists. And so I thought that I would help them write it out and write some questions and formulate that. And that documentary went on to win all these awards. And I didn't realize that I basically was writing the script, because in documentary, it's the questions that formulate the storyline. And so being from Los Angeles, I always was into entertainment, films, but I didn't know that you could major in it. I didn't know it was like a career. I just thought it was something that like rich white men fell into. I didn't know that like other people did it too. And Howard had a film school, and I looked into that while I was still in archaeology, and I ended up getting information to apply to National Geographic Television and Film in Washington, D.C. And that's what solidified my interest in anthropology and filmmaking. And it started my film career from there.
Speaking of National Geographic, you won the Paul Robeson Award for your contribution. Can you tell us about that experience, specifically the recognition for your work?
Yeah, so Nat Geo and the Paul Robeson Award were around the same time, but they're independent of each other. So the Paul Robeson Award is this big award that Howard University gives out to filmmakers. And Nat Geo started my career into filmmaking. And from there, I got hired to direct a television series in Belize. And so I did that for a while. It was like the first dramatic series in Belizean Creole. So they're usually watching a lot of American programming. So this was really unique. And so that was submitted to Howard for the Paul Robeson Award. And so I won that. It's this big ordeal. They do an entire like Oscar ceremony. It's huge. And it was a big deal to me because I wasn't like in the film school. I was an archaeologist. So it was my first recognition as a filmmaker. And it was from my alma mater, Howard, and it was Paul Robeson. So like it just, in fact, I have it. So it's hanging on my wall right over here.
I think that's amazing that you weren't even in that field. It gravitated towards you, And you won an award from it.
It's my first award and from Howard, and you know how much I love my alma mater, so they can do no wrong. But yeah, this is it for creative excellence.
Well, as we wrap this up, what's next for Kelly Callie? How can we find you, follow you?
Whew, girl, I got so many seeds planted in my field that I'm watering, and some are sprouting and some I'm waiting. So I just got my first studio feature with oh man, I don't think I can say yet. God, check back with me in July, okay? But I just got my first studio feature. I can't mention what it is yet, but I'm very excited. And finally get to work with some money. I got budget. And so I'm working on that right now. Capella and I are working on a doc for the Academy of Motion Pictures. It's a short doc. We're doing that. And then I also have the script with Dion Cole that is out. And so we finished that, and it's going around for, to be picked up. And there's several other projects that are in the works. So that's really what I got going on. It's a whole bunch of seeds in the field.
For more on the interview with Kelly Callie, be sure to visit Autumn Sun.
Got me tripping, falling with no safety.
We have another special guest with us here today, co-owner of the Garden Theater and Howard University alum, Stephanie Bird. We're so excited to have you here with us today.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So Stephanie, we know that the Garden Theater is going to be the home of the awards presentation, but we also know the theater has a pretty rich history. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yes, of course. The Garden Theater was designed by C. Howard Crane, a famous architect, in 1913. We, my family, and our family's partner, the Stewarts, we redeveloped and restored this historic theater, and we reopened in 2013. And we have been hosting all kinds of events since then, everything from trap karaoke to weddings, product launches, anything you can think of, we've had it here.
Amazing. So you are an alum of an HBCU, Howard University. How did that experience prepare you for what you do now as co-owner here at the Garden Theater?
I'm a proud alum. That's important. I am proud. Well, Howard gave me so much. Howard is such a nurturing, warm, and loving space. I came from a predominantly white school, and I knew that I needed to change course. Right. And Howard was such a natural fit for me. I learned so many things and got to connect and experience with the Black diaspora. Howard is home. Howard is love. And Howard gave me so much confidence as a young woman, and that really has helped me create and continue to build our family legacy.
Amazing.
Well, we look forward to working with you for years to come. Thank you for your time. Let's get back into the countdown.
The fuck this nigga going? Yo, Trey, where the fuck you going? Yo, the fuck you doing? Hey! Nigga, hey! The fuck, man? Nigga, hey! Where the fuck you going? Yo, Trey! Hey! Yo! Nigga, you know you fucking hear me. Hey, nigga, what the fuck off me, nigga? What the fuck you think you doing?
It's you, nigga. You in this goddamn city, I'm done.
Nigga, what you talking about?
You don't see? We're trapped. Trapped in a place that's created for us to fail, and I can't take it. I'm done.
So you out?
Nigga, where you gonna go? Nigga, I'm going to the house.
House? Nigga, what house?
The house, nigga, 1867. Cause out here, ain't no escape for us, nigga. Look where we at. Look what's your hand, bro. Look what's in your book bag. Is that something you really want to live and die by? Something that one day your kids can be proud of? Huh? Man, we've been played our whole lives thinking this was it. They got us fucked up, man. They got me fucked up. Thinking them niggas up in a different corner ain't really our brothers. Just so we can do exactly what they want us to do. Kill and poison each other until there's nobody left standing. And if one do survive, they send his ass to jail, so you might as well call him dead too.
Nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? It was just a fucking drop-off.
A drop-off that benefits us how, nigga?
Some cash.
You know what gets you cash? A fucking education. You know what else gets you cash? A plan. A plan to beat the system that right now we playing with. They got us fucked up, man. They got me fucked up. Thinking me and my black, beautiful skin could only go so far. When really, the sky's the fucking limit. We are the limit. I'm telling you, it ain't safe for us out here. It ain't safe to be a young black man in America. Because every time we take 2 steps forward, they take 5 away. And we already last in the race.
Nigga, so you leaving to go do what? Run? Hide?
Nigga, I ain't going to the house to hide. I'm going to join the war.
That's why they ain't never gonna beat you anyway. Nigga, fuck you.
Now, we've run out of popcorn, but the culinary fun isn't over just yet.
We've brought along our girl KG to see some of the sights in the city, and she's cooking up a storm with one of our sponsors.
Hey guys, KG here. While KP and Asia are stuck on set, I decided to take a trip down to Woodward to grab a bite with one of our sponsors. Come on. So if you're like me, I love hosting movie night. Only challenge is thinking of new creative ways to feed my guests. So I'm excited to be here at Yum Village with the owner, Godwin Ihintugi, who's gonna take us through a step-by-step process with creating the perfect jerk chicken bowl. Hello, how are you this morning?
Everybody get your Young Village roll on, and we click in like we just in the photo. All right, so thanks for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes.
So we're gonna be going over some of my favorites, Yum Village hot bowls.
Okay.
So you can't come to Yum Village without getting a custom bowl. We got our start on a food truck. Actually, we got our start doing pop-ups before the food truck doing these types of bowls. So we're gonna do one today, and we're gonna keep it real simple. We got turmeric rice for the healthy folks out there. We cook it with rosemary, a little bit of lavender and thyme.
Okay.
And then we're gonna put a little bit of beans. They call it rice and peas, rice and beans. We're gonna do a little rice and beans kind of thing. And then we're gonna top it with our Detroit famous, now world famous, wood smoked jerk chicken.
Wow, I am so excited to try that.
I'm excited for you to have it.
It looks and smells amazing.
So this is one that we take pride in our jerk chicken because it's so authentic. I like to tell people all the time, if it ain't in the grill, it ain't real.
Okay.
So we wood smoke this every morning for your pleasure, and then we let you choose different sauces, different spices, things like that. So we're gonna go with our beans first.
Okay.
I like to put the beans in there so that people can mix it around, you know, but have options, like
have
a salad,
options,
you know?
okay.
All right, so we got our chicken right here, wood smoked, delicious. You can even smell the wood, you know, right now. It's
smell
like
it. I'm
off.
letting everyone know it smells delicious.
And then we're gonna put some plantain on here, plantanos.
Ooh.
Put a couple in here.
Those plantains look really, really amazing. Now, what's your secret, or can we know?
You can get a little bit, yeah.
How do you get the plantain to be so perfectly?
So first off, you gotta really just time the fryer count. So in my head, I've got a different timer for every single food item that we make here.
Okay.
You know, and plantain is 3 minutes.
Oh, 3 minutes.
Then we've got our truffle oil greens.
Truffle oil greens.
Yeah.
Now, are these healthier than your regular?
You know what? I'll say that they're healthy item here that we serve at Yum Village.
Okay.
I don't want to be speaking for any other items out there and what's healthier or not. I just know that these truffle oil greens bang here at Yum Village, and that's what they're about. And we're going to top these as a garnish with a little bit of ginger curry chickpea.
Curry chickpea.
We're going to go with the garlic parmesan peppercorn ranch sauce.
Wow.
Because those complement the greens.
And this garlic parmesan peppercorn sauce is made strictly here at Yum Village.
We make it all here.
Gotcha.
From scratch. Yum Village from scratch every day.
Whew. Y'all have to come here to Yum Village and try
this.
this.
The next and final touch is my Salt Bae with the pineapple, green apple pico that we have here.
Wow, this looks
for
really
you.
amazing.
My gift to you.
Do you all see this? I'm so excited to try this.
So we're gonna go ahead and dine together here. I'm gonna get down with some turmeric rice with you. I'm gonna play it a little different though. I'm gonna go with the lemon pepper jerk. We made that here.
Okay, lemon pepper jerk.
It's a Yum Village special. At the end of the day, we're contributing to Black history every single time we serve in plates.
Every single time.
It's a fact.
I love that. So how do you like your jerk chicken bowl specifically, with everything, or are you just
So I'm going for the hot. So when I was 2 years old, we ate pepper as candy. I'm just joking. But
y'all was raised different, because ain't no way.
Definitely. No, I wasn't like snacking on jalapenos. But I was dining on a dish called Kuli Kuli, which is it's a peanut cake. It's definitely a little bit of spicy. There's for sure pepper in it. And so for that reason, I can drink hot sauce with no problem. Don't need no milk or nothing. I can inhale ghost peppers in my sleep. But that's for another day.
Now, you said drink hot sauce.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a different breed. I do like spicy foods myself, you know. I don't want it too spicy. I don't want to be sitting out there out of breath, not able to enjoy the food because it's too hot, you know. But I do like a little spice, more of a medium mild kind of girl.
Well, you know,
me.
Spice is not, don't shy because it coagulates the blood. It's good for your immune system.
Okay.
You know, you hear somebody coughing, the first thing I'm doing is taking a shot of jot sauce.
Wow. So which out of the 2 spices are your hottest? Or
So
is there another sauce?
So there is another sauce. So we've got about maybe 10 Yum Village proprietary sauces here. You'll be able to soon find these in stores nationwide. We're working on that.
Absolutely.
You know, manifest your dreams, people. Make sure you're always doing that.
Absolutely.
And you can get Jot, which is our hottest sauce, jerk hot sauce. Jot for source.
Jot for short, got you.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go with these ginger curry chickpeas as a final adornment to my magical Yum Village bowl.
Whew, if only y'all could smell this right now. It's truly, I'm trying not to go in on it, y'all. I'm really trying.
And then when we garnish this off with a little bit of that lemon juice to give it that authentic flavor, and then I'm gonna put another lemon in there just so it looks good in the picture.
Just to look good in the picture, of course.
Got
You know
to,
how
got
that
to.
goes.
All right.
So listen, this smells amazing, and I don't want to start going in on this food in front of y'all. So we're gonna get back to Kayla and Asia at the Garden Theater. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
As we get back into the show, we're excited to introduce one of our special guests.
Detroit film critic and reviewer, media personality, and co-producer of this award show, Greg Russell. Thank you so much for being here with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you both for having me and love the intro. Thanks so much.
So, Greg,
Yes.
as we approach 2023, what are you most looking forward to with hosting this event in your city of Detroit?
Oh, well, there are a couple of things. I mean, one, first and foremost, born and raised in Detroit, have loved movies my entire life. So to have an event like this that deals with movies and movie making is just something that is also very close to my heart. Also, the city of Detroit is the largest per capita Black populated city in the United States. So to have this event coming here as well, I think it'll also, get some of the folks who live here to want to come out and invest the time, and maybe themselves even thinking about, you know what, I want to make a movie. How do I get involved? What can I do? So I think it's just gonna be a win-win situation all the way around.
Perfect. So you said you're born and raised here. Now, I'm from Louisiana. Since I'm not from here, what are some places that maybe you would take me or students incoming from the film festival? Some of your favorite places?
Well, we've got so many things here in Detroit. You can't come to Detroit without taking a tour of the Motown Museum. I'd have to take you there, take you inside Studio A, where the Supremes, the Temptations, Marvin Gaye, the Jackson 5, all those people recorded their songs. You're for Cliff now, good.
Yeah.
But yes. But yeah, I definitely would have to take you there. They've also had an expansion that is out of this world. Also, ladies like to eat? You like to go to restaurants?
We love to eat, yes. We're here.
Well, I will take you guys to a restaurant of your liking, whatever you like, because for the most part, Detroit has restaurants that are so diverse because our community also is so diverse. We've got restaurants from Ethiopia. We've got restaurants from Mexico, Germany, Ireland, you name it, whatever you like. Even our new one from the moon. Oh, okay, might be stretching a little bit, but it'll take you over the moon with how good it is. Yes.
There we go. So, Greg, we want to thank you again just for talking with us and giving us your insight on your city. Thank you again so much for doing this.
Oh, and thank you both so very, very much. I'm looking forward to 2023. It is going to be a great time. And again, showing you, as well as the other people visiting here, my town.
Perfect.
Amazing. As we get closer to crowning a winner, let's hop back into the top 5.
You got to take God a little more serious than you are right now. I think most of you people just don't take God serious. You don't care that Jesus Christ died on the cross for your sins.
Yo, Oh shit, what's good, Brian?
Nothing, Lex. How was your break?
I'm not gonna even lie to you. It was pretty crazy.
What made it crazy?
Family, friends, you know, same old, same old.
You do anything out the ordinary?
I mean, I went to church.
Wait, you went to church?
Yeah.
Quit lying.
Nah, for real.
Somebody put a gun to your head, or
basically.
Who?
My grandma. She a thug. You wanna hear how it went? I'm not gonna even lie to you. Church is funny for all the wrong reasons. And I'm not talking about the Catholic Church, the Kojic Church, or even that Joel Osteen shit that you see on TV. I'm talking about my church. The First Ebenezer, Malachi, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, Emmanuel, Go Tell It on the Mountain, 3rd Street Baptist Church. When I got too old for my parents to kind of force me to go to church, I hadn't been in a while. Especially since the last time I went, Pastor Boykin sprayed the entire congregation with a spray bottle while the choir was singing Rain Down on Me for the 10th time. But I digress. Once I got back home from school for winter break, it was my grandma's mission for me to spend at least one of my Sundays in the pew of the church I was baptized in. She didn't care if my sister went or if my brother went. She just wanted me to go. I think it was her way of telling me that she was like worried about me. So she called me one Saturday and told me to be ready for church tomorrow. I pleaded with her and told her that I was gonna be too tired to get up in the morning, but she wasn't budging, so I just gave in. Sunday came, and I put on my Sunday's best, you know. A cool little hoodie, some jeans, Jordan 11s, you know. I thought this was gonna be cool considering the fact that the Lord tells you to come as you are, but nope. As soon as I came downstairs to my grandma waiting on me in the living room, she sent me right back up, talking about, boy, what is you wearing? Put on something nicer. And I asked her why, and she went, every time you go to church, it's like you're presenting yourself to the Lord. So why wouldn't you want to look as nice as you possibly can? I sighed, put on a dress shirt, khakis, dress shoes. Riddle me this, my nigga. Since when did the Lord care about earthly things like suits and ties and big elaborate ass make your head hurt if you look at them for too long ass hats? Shit, if I was God, I'd let niggas come to church and wear whatever made them feel comfortable. Then again, I lied. Cause if I was God and nigga wear some shit that I don't like to church, I'ma be mad. Like, Brother Cletus, why is you wearing them crocodile skin shoes and that Steve Harvey suit for the 5th Sunday in a row?
Okay, where are you going with this?
So it was getting towards the end of the sermon, right?
Right.
I know it's getting towards the end because he's getting all riled up.
Right.
And then he just like starts like harmonizing all his words, like just like
okay,
this.
nigga, finish the story.
And then Pastor Boykin shot himself in the foot.
He what?
He shot himself in the foot. It was the end of the sermon, and he quoted Psalms 121, 7 through 8. The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore.
I don't see the correlation.
So right after he finishes, he pulls out a pistol and everyone gasps. And then he pulls the pistol back and reassures that everyone the pistol only has blanks inside of it. And then he aims the pistol right at his foot, and then boom, he has a hole in his foot.
You just made this up. This didn't happen.
Why would I make something up about someone shooting themselves?
So what did y'all do after he shot himself?
We got up and left.
That's it?
Yeah.
Sounds pretty anticlimactic to me.
Thought we was gonna wait for the ambulance and then finish the service?
I mean, yeah, you acting like it's far-fetched based off the story.
I mean, Pastor Boykin shooting himself wasn't even the funniest part. When me and my grandma got in the car, tell me why her old ass gonna ask me, what did I learn from the sermon? Try to act like this man didn't just turn his foot into a sacrificial lamb.
You stupid.
No, stupid is thinking that blanks aren't deadly at point blank range.
Okay, I see what you did there.
Yeah. I used to love going to church.
For real?
Yeah. At one point in time.
What changed?
I think I just grew up. Anyways, when we got back to my house after church, my grandma gonna ask me if I'm coming back to church next Sunday.
And what'd you say?
Hell yeah, I'm coming back to
church right here, but I ain't speaking to the choir. Ask anybody about me, never say that I'm a liar. Cause the truth ain't free, yeah, it come with a cost. Niggas wanna be me like my last name Foss. Yeah, these shoes pretty pricey, but my pants from the Ross. Got a corny to the corner where all of my niggas lost. Red lace in they face and they life to what was taught. And I ought to be considerate of the life that I was bought. Cause that could have been me or some shit. They say I'm pathetic, and then I tell them all chill, that ain't empathetic. Yeah, I bet on myself and I still don't regret it. Niggas steal my metaphors like I never said it. That's like proposing to your girl at somebody's wedding. That's like owing somebody money and spending it reckless. That's like buying stupid.
This party is just about over here in a few hours, and you're gonna have to deal with yourself. You're gonna have to deal with yourself for where you're at with God. And so far, it's not looking too good. It's not looking too good for you, sinner. Oh yeah, you've been partying way too much alcohol, way too much beef. You probably haven't gotten laid yet. I'd say, hey, watch your language.
So for those of you that don't know, our primary broadcast partner is HBCU Go, and I'm lucky to have the opportunity to speak with their president, Curtis Simons. Okay, so HBCU Go actually had a pretty big year in 2021. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, Edge, I can. You know, it was over the last 10 years plus, I've been working on HBCU Go as a graduate of Central State University out of Ohio, and actually growing up on the campus of the university. My mother taught there for 40 years. My dad worked there for 50. And being in the media business for 35 plus years with ESPN and years at BET, I just felt the media had not given the proper due to HBCUs. So I thought it was upon me and my business partner, Clint Evans, to create a channel called HBCU Go TV, which would try to give exposure to the 107 universities. So we have been grinding, doing whatever we could to get content. We're a streaming service to get it up. And in October of last year, we did a deal with Allen Media Group and Byron Allen, who is the big Black mogul media guy in the business. And now he owns HBCU Go TV. And by being a part of Allen Media Group has really begun to open some doors for us going into 2022. And recently, about 3 weeks ago, we did a major deal with the SWAC, which is the Southwestern Athletic Conference. And that's the top conference of all HBCUs, which has Deion Sanders at Jackson State, Hugh Jackson at Grambling. So it really elevated us in the sports side to really start, growing in the business. And then we're working with the CIAA, doing some games with them, and also working on doing a deal with MEAC, which is another top Division I conference in the HBCU circuit. And we're working with the SIC as the last one, Division II, that we hope to try to have in place with some type of activity by August of this year. So that's big news for us. And then, the other thing that we're really focusing on is getting the 107 historical Black colleges to help us create content for the network. Because the one thing that I learned from my Black entertainment television days is that we got to try to get more of us behind the screen, in front of the screen, writing, gripping, production, editing, the whole 9 yards. And we hope to try to open that door by having universities begin to start creating content for the network that I think would be a awesome blossom to what we have, because you have so many creative minority folks who don't get the shot. And we hope to try to open some of those doors moving forward.
What brought Autumn Sun onto HBCU Go's radar?
Well, I think it's, I'm all about connecting dots. I think really the beginning of it became with Bruce Clifton, who was involved with Autumn Sun, and Kurt Simmons, who has a very similar name as me. I'm Curtis Simons, and he's Kurt Simmons. He's the Senior Vice President of Programming. And believe it, we worked together for 16 years with BT, and it was hard people trying to get our names together. But that partnership with those two really brought us together. And I think that the idea that Bruce has in place of creating an award show, looking at movies being produced, by African Americans and putting them in that circle opens up more and more doors, and is a right fit for HBCU Go TV. So we're looking forward to the partnership. I think it's the right thing to do. We hope to try to grow it. We're not looking as a one-off. We're trying to make sure we can try to continue this year after year after year. So this is something that we're prideful in, and we think we have a good product in Autumn Sun.
Amazing. Well, as a member of the Autumn Sun team, I want to say thank you so much for your support, and we're looking forward to working with you in the future.
I want to thank you for the interview. Thank you very much. Hey, take care.
Now, the moment everyone has been waiting for. Without further ado, I present to you the 2022 Autumn Sun HBCU Invitational Champion.
there.
Sure you were.
How'd everything go?
Janky. Very janky.
What you watching?
Some shitty slasher movie. I'm gonna order some wings. Hello? 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 Sierra, it's him again. The moaner.
He's got a new bitch.
Is that one person?
No, Lauren, that's Gladys Knight in the Pips. Listen, you fucking pervert! Why don't you call Delta Row? They could use a little of this. You creep?
I'm going to kill you.
Super tongue strikes again.
Do you think you should have provoked him like that?
Come on. I get like 2 to 3 calls like that a week back home. If anything, that guy's a hack.
Sierra. Hold this. Breathe. Don't talk, just breathe. You're gonna be okay. It's okay. You're gonna be okay, Sierra. Just breathe. It's okay. You're okay.
I had a nightmare. I dreamed a stranger was in my room.
Okay, but they're not here. You're gonna be okay? Just breathe.
Lucky me if a stranger actually does come in here.
You're gonna be okay, Sierra.
I'd like to congratulate the 2022 finalists and thank everyone for their support.
And we can't wait to see you next year.